Hello everyone and welcome back to Automation, where today I'll be making an American sports car or supercar, one of those two, probably a supercar. Anyway, it's designed to compete with the new Corvette Z06, the Z06 2023 model. So, with that in mind, we will go, I think, partial aluminum. Yeah, we'll start with partial aluminum. In the end, I want this thing to be somewhere around the price point of about $70,000 or so. And I think carbon might be a bit too expensive for that. Anyway, chassis type, monocoque, of course. Start with regular AHS steel, mid-longitudinal, of course. Double wishbone and double wishbone. Maybe I'll come back for push rods, but we'll see where we're at for price. New engine. 90 or 60. No, we'll go 60 degree V8. Aluminum, probably 6.1 liters. Yeah, we'll go 6.1 liter. Do I keep it full-blown American and go with a push rod for this? Or do I modernize and take a page out of the book from those fancy Italian engines and go with a dual overhead cam? I think we'll go dual. I want it to rev a little bit. 4 valves and aluminum again. Harmonic dampener. We'll go forged for now, see where that gets me. Bring up compression. Maybe not that high. We'll go 12 for now. 65. 85, sure. And no VBL. We'll pass on that. It's going to be NA, no turbos on this one. Direct injection per cylinder. Performance mid. Yeah, we'll see where that gives me. Premium fuel, bump that up a little bit to 14 should be good. I doubt we're going to get that much RPM out of it, but you never know. Long tubular, dual bypass, high flow, and I guess a couple straight through. Okay, and everything's dying. So I definitely want it to rev higher than that. We're not just gonna rev into a wall there. So we'll come back and we'll switch to that. And I guess we're gonna have to go with the best of everything. And balance shafts, there we go, that gets us a little bit more RPM out of it. And 8,000 should be good. Alright, 532 horsepower. We are going to need more than that if we're going to compete with the Corvette, because that one has nearly 700, I believe. So we'll crank that up a little bit. Turn up the compression. And where are we at? 657 horsepower. Not quite good enough. Let's see. Can I get any more out of the exhaust? It'd be great if I could actually, you know, see that. But automation being automation, the graphs like to hide information from me. I don't want to go race. I don't want to really do anything more with that. Can I get anything else from the cam profile? Will VVL help? More fuel. Where are we at now? 663. All right, I'll leave it there for now. I will do more tweaking and tuning and adjusting during the design process. So, yeah, we'll go hardtop. We can make it a convertible. Drivetrain, rear wheel drive, dual clutch, 7-speed, 252 miles an hour. That's a speedy boy. We'll go with geared for now. Radial sports compound. And 315s and 275s. Sure, we'll go with that. Make those a little smaller. Definitely less meaty. Make them a little bit lower profile. And space them out a bit. Material. Start with alloys, vented, 4-piston, nice and large, and I guess we'll go 3-piston and make those big as well, and bring up the pad type a little bit. Under tray, we'll go sport. We don't need cooling flaps. Fuel economy is not going to be the name of the game for this thing. Sport interior and standard infotainment should be fine. Electric, ESC and launch control, because again, this thing is essentially going to be a supercar. And we'll do active sport, I guess, and give it a sport preset. Alright, where are we at? Alright, 75,100, right around the price point I want it to be. I could probably get a little bit more into this. So let's jump back here. Where does partial carbon and light put me? 89. Alright, that puts it right around the highest price point trim for the new Corvette, which I think is around 88,000. So I think we'll leave it at that. Ooh, it's heavy though. It is very heavy. But you know, us Americans and our big heavy cars, so I guess that kind of fits. All right. Let's see. Where is it saying top speed is at now? 259 miles an hour. We'll see about that when we get to the BeamNG drive testing portion of this. But for now, I'm going to hop over into the design process, so I will talk with you guys later. Alright, and here it is, the Helios GT1. I managed to pull 700 horsepower out of the engine with a little bit of extra tuning. Shaved off some weight, and to do that I had to drop the active sport suspension. It's just heavy, it doesn't really serve any functions, at least in terms of drivability in BeamNG Drive, which is where we'll be going shortly. And yeah, that's... oh, it has fancy supercar carbon ceramic brakes now as well. Save a little bit of weight there, and the vented ones were kind of just giving up on life and dying. So yeah, here it is. I'm pretty proud of this one. Rear end took way too long. Spent too much time on this before I finally settled on something that I liked. And I ended up pulling the design from the tail lights and bringing them around here into the headlights. I think off camera. I didn't actually record changing the headlights, but if you recall, it was just two of these in here with the outside bit, and it just didn't look good. Now though, yeah, definitely has that modern supercar aggressive style for those headlights, and I'm proud of them. I've always sucked at headlights, but I like these ones. Anyway, enough rambling. I will see you in a bit in BeamNG Drive. Alright, and here we are in BeamNG Drive, ready to take a leisurely cruise around beautiful Utah and just get a feel for what this thing is like. If I don't immediately crash into something. I will say, it does sound very nice. Not too well planted in the ass end though, that's for sure. Alright, quick reset. So I know now it's got some understeer and oversteer. I suppose that's good characteristics for any 4,000 pound supercar. If it's not trying to kill you, it ain't exciting. Come on. It did better than this when I did a little test drive to make sure everything worked properly. Naturally, now that I'm trying to record, it's all like, oh hey, I'm not going to behave for you. But that being said, this thing is certainly speedy. I mean, I should hope so. Oh. Well. Hey, it still runs. Alright, let's try again. This was supposed to be a leisurely cruise, but, you know, back roads, lots of horsepower, and apparently the inability to drive a car at all. A wonderful combination, if I do say so myself. Alright, come on. Brakes are good. Those carbon ceramics are definitely doing their job. Can you go in a straight line, please? Thank you. That's what you're supposed to be good at. American cars, they go in straight lines. And that's about it. I do like this thing, though. Sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and say it looks good. I'm pretty proud of how this thing turned out. If I'm not driving like a total moron, it's not... sorry. It's not too bad. I'm sure if I really spent time messing with the suspension and all of that, I could get it better, but I ain't got time for that. I wonder where the highway is and if I can find my way to it. See if we can do a speed run with this. Alright, and we are at the highway. So let's see what this thing can do in a straight line before we get to the tunnels and undoubtedly crash into a wall very quickly. It's supposed to be able to go, I believe, 220 miles an hour, I think is what it's been limited to. Yep, there we go. Well, this is going well. Engine still works. Look at that. Still drivable. Somehow. Or, well, maybe not drivable, but it still runs. Now that is some good quality engineering. Oh. Let's just back it up real quick, because I'm smart and I hit the wrong button. Well, that was only a bit nauseating. Alright, let's try one more time going the other way. And then I've got one more thing to do before I finish off this video. It's a demonstration per the request from a comment that I will get to in a moment. Turn it off a little bit. There we go. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Should be pretty straight roads for the rest of this. Alright, there's 200. And we are off. Okay. Well, I know it can go over 200. I know it crashes very well. And can somehow still drive after, well, that. Alright, we're back on the bridge for one last thing. Next to me, you'll notice the SynLab 240Z that I made a few days ago. And I was asked by Philman to bring this over into BeamNG to give it a drive. But I knew how that was going to go, which is why I didn't. These cars tend to have issues. Like with this one, there's just a bunch of stuff stuck through the ground, lifting the rear wheels off the ground, and this one exported with an audio glitch. Yeah, so broken as I expected it to be, but here it is. Here's a demonstration. Maybe I'll try again with some other ones in the future. If they go better, I will certainly make videos driving them, but typically these just don't work, which is a shame because they look really wild and I would love to go ripping around one of these maps with one of these. But yeah, just isn't the case, and my camera work sucks. Apologies. Anyway, I think it's gonna do it for this video. I will talk to you all later.